Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Tuesday, the 3rd of February, 2015. Hope you're having a good week so far. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. Actually, we'll jump to the S&P cash index real quick here. You can see we tried to break the lows of January, or we did temporarily intraday here, and then rebounded. Ended up closing up on the S&P, most of it in the last 35 minutes or so of the day. We got to move. Looked like it was news related. We'll take a look at that in a few minutes. Spent most of the day fairly flat. Here's the NASDAQ side, gained 40, still basically in the same range it's been for the last 2 days. We had the SOX up just 2 points after sweeping really below January and December's lows. And the biotech index actually down 19.3 points for the session. Crude oil closing a little lower again. Here's a look at the volume for the session, 1.8 billion shares. That's basically the 10-day average. That's where we've settled down as average volume in 2015 since coming back from the end of year holidays and festivities. Apple gained 1. Looks like a nice cut breakout here potentially. And Google basically flat for the session. Down 5. That's flat for Google, right? All right, let's take a look at the intraday action, what we saw here in the markets. We had, I'm going to switch this to 5-minute bars as we usually do intra-week. So we had a small gap up that basically filled within the first few minutes of play. Then we headed sharply lower early, had some nice trade calls out of our room that did really well for us in the first hour or so. Then we got a bounce off of that and came back up to break even, went a little bit higher, and then settled out over lunch, just dead flat for the day, right on the VWAP, right on the opening level. Crude oil, by the way, closed at 49.83 up for the session. I think I said down accidentally. And then we were really flat all through lunch and even after lunch. Started to drift higher, and then with the last 30 minutes, suddenly took off running and volume came back. So it looked like there was some kind of news. I couldn't find it per se, but something had to have pushed us. Here's a look at the NASDAQ side. These are the NQs. Pretty much the same pattern for the day. You'll notice here on the NQs, the low of the day was a Comer 13 buy signal on the 5-minute time frame. So that gave you the bottom of the market for the entire day. There was no signal on the ES. So what do we have here going forward over the next day or two in particular? Tomorrow we've got factory orders 30 minutes into the market, and then auto and truck sales in the afternoon. None of that's a big deal. Wednesday, we've got the MBA mortgage index, ADP employment change, ISM services, and crude oil inventories. A lot of data coming out Thursday and Friday, including trade balance and the unemployment data. So we've got a busy back end of the week, but hopefully at least we can get some mornings like we had this time and maybe a little more excitement in the afternoon a couple of these days. And then we'll have nothing to complain about. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal 12. If you have any questions, you can always find us in the lab. Feel free to take a trial of our services for 2 weeks. Show you what we can do for you. Have a great trading day and week.